and welcome to the Salty Boys Podcast.
Ho, 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 you glorious bunch of bastards. Take care of yourself, lass. I'm about to take care of this, and you see his big Nick, this fucking ogre here.
Where should these guns go?
Mark.
Graham. We're giving them all to Graham.
Mock, what god do you serve?
Latter-day Saints. The Salty Boys Podcast.
Pub mix.
Yes.
Fucking pub mix.
It's
Who can forget about Pub Mix? The old Simmons, Reginald P.
Pub mix.
The P in Reginald P. Simmons stands for Pub Mix.
Reginald Pub Mix Simmons.
I love it.
And you know what the best part is? That's on the podcast. So if and when he ever hears that,
He doesn't listen.
no.
He didn't listen when he was here.
I don't. I mean, what? No, I listen every day. Guys, don't listen to that. This show is
man.
great.
You guys have been listening to my 10-hour design notes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your hand-stitched hedgehog design notes. Animal Crossing. The hedgehogs design things.
Oh! I'm with you. It took me a second to get there.
Bro, they're literally your Switch icon.
Yeah.
I played Animal Crossing like I play all other games. I'm about 10 hours in, and then I put it down for another game.
That's the problem with Animal Crossing is if you only play for 10 hours, you haven't played Animal Crossing.
Exactly.
Yeah. You did the first day of chorin.
Yeah, seriously.
I literally wake up early some days. I'm like, well, time to get to chorin. And Kayla comes out. She's like, you doing some chorin? Yep. Yeah.
And she's like, hey, and you're playing.
It's fruit day. I'm busy.
Give me those turnips.
She comes out, she's like, hey, and you're sitting there playing. It's barley. Letterkenny Animal Crossing crossover.
Not the crossover we need, but the crossover we deserve.
Up in Quebec, they'd be picking them turnips.
I've been forgetting to get turnips. I've been slacking. A couple huge, profits. But, anyway. This isn't an Animal Crossing podcast.
Yes.
It did just turn into
now
one.
it is, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay,
That's
so-
actually the impetus for episode 2 of Corbin's Bourbons.
Animal Crossing, where we'll discuss Animal Crossing. Oh, wait, we already did, and we're done here.
Okay, thank you for attending the Animal Crossing Hour. Now back to your
Minute.
regularly scheduled programming. Well, we know that the captain has been missing for the past 4 months out of Saltmarsh. However, what is he doing right now?
So, Captain has been hard at work trying to track down this, the cause of all of this snow coming down in Snowmarsh. Saltmarsh, which is now affectionately referred to as Snowmarsh.
Yeah.
Even though it's not the Christmas special.
Welcome to the Snowy
Yeah.
Boys Podcast.
It's the Snow Boys.
It's not the Christmas special.
Yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Captain saw that went down. His smugglers union kind of, friend of a friend of a friend sort of tipped him off, and he sort of went on his merry way. He figured working by himself, he could kind of move a little faster, work a little more expeditiously, take a few more risks than if he got his friends involved.
Okay.
Plus, after the events of seeing the Big Nick turn out to be Daffrin's dad, turn out to be some god, and, Francis kind of getting away, he needed some time away.
Yeah, understandable.
Had a lot going on in his captain brain.
Yeah. Out of sentimentality or maybe a sense of duty or maybe Saltmarsh is just growing on the captain, he's decided to return. So we get kind of a back shot of the captain sort of looking over a hill, a snow-covered hill as deeper snows set into Saltmarsh. The gentle glow of the homes sort of illuminating each spot in the snow-covered plains, dipping down into the sea, covered by cracked and crashing sea ice that is breaking upon the shore. But one building in particular stands out to you, Captain, and that is the town council hall is much brighter than normal, usually indicating a gathering of some sort.
Another wanker and wankfest by Saltmarsh's finest politicians. I can't wait.
And we get a sort of a pan up, and then this is Welcome to Saltmarsh Season 2. we come back to the interior of the council meeting chambers. Real Big Nick, Mock, you and the Lizard Folk delegation have just arrived from their hideout. With them, they have a large chest, probably 4 feet wide by another 3 feet, and it's about 3 feet in depth. So pretty sizable. It can hold a lot of stuff. But they have brought it, and they are waiting for the council to convene. There's lots of residents of Saltmarsh talking and catching up, and town council members are sort of milling about. So you can talk to anybody you want to before the actual hearing starts.
Well, this is productive silence.
Yeah. Well,
Hold on, we're going back to the notes to see who's in the town
Okay.
council.
so I can go over them again. The big players are Ada Oland, who represents the sort of fishing interests and shipping in Saltmarsh. So she has a lot of sway, although given the snows and the sort of grounding of the fleet, she has had sort of less influence recently. However, many people still look up to her as the voice of the like traditional Saltmarsh, that she represents traditional Saltmarsh values. There is Manistrad Copperlocks. She is the voice of the Dwarven miners who live slightly outside of Saltmarsh's outskirts. They're largely independent and don't really interact with Saltmarsh much, other than the regular supply lines and coming in for, like I said, supplies or drinks. The other player is Anders Solmore, who is a noble from the capital. He comes from a long noble line. He inherited some land in Saltmarsh, and over the past couple years has been doing his best to develop reputation, rapport. The last is
The guard captain, right?
oh yeah, that's the other one. Captain Lysander Fireborn.
That's it.
Yeah, he's the captain of the guard.
Wait, was it Lysander?
Pretty
It
sure
was like Ariander or something. Doesn't matter. Fireborn. That's good
Yeah.
enough.
there is one.
If you get his name wrong, he's gonna kick you in your
Eliander
Dariander.
Fireborn. Yeah, okay, I got Eliander Fireborn, Manistrad Copperlocks. Oh, and Jellin Primewater. He is
Fuck that guy.
he is also a noble, but he is not from the capital. He has his family has been in Saltmarsh for a long time, and his business is in exports. And as you recall, some of his merchandise was found in the smuggling cave when you first raided the haunted house, which you guys sold for a profit.
Who's the oldest?
We found the crates empty.
Yes.
Yeah,
Or who holds the most sway that we know about?
Ada Oland for sure. She's the like chair councilwoman.
I think we should talk to her. So, did the captain just walk in while we're standing there?
Well, what do you do?
I didn't think Captain was there yet. So
Yeah, you were like walking in. You can appear at any time.
okay.
I think we're due, in true captain fashion, a cinematic entrance.
I feel like Captain is gonna come in like after the meeting started. That's why he can make
Okay.
his grand entrance here.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Uh,
we can jump to that.
Big Nick's gonna go pop over and talk to Fireborn, because he wasn't here for all the crap that went down, but he does have a sense that usually the people that run the pokey, the guards and whatnot,
Yeah.
they tend to have a level head. Big Nick is interested in what happened at the house, because he wants a house,
The
the haunted house. Yeah,
Sorry, I messed up this immediately.
that's fine.
So
he wants to know because as far as the podcast crew knows, the house is just like abandoned now.
yeah,
So Big Nick wants to buy a house to live in and retire.
he's already looking at retirement.
Already?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he says there's no one occupying it, and if someone is, then basically Tomahawk rights. If you go in and claim it, you have to live there and protect it for a period of 30 days, and if it is still in your still under your protection after that 30 days, it's legally yours. However, you do have to keep it. There's not building code, but you have to keep it in like reasonably good condition. Don't let it attract vermin. Don't let it attract undead or lycanthropes.
So I can't let Francis come over.
Yeah, pretty much.
She said no vermin.
No vermin. Yeah. So just to recap, Eleander Fireborn, he's a former gladiator. He has a carved wooden peg leg. He lost it in a battle against an owl bear. So I think his peg leg is like, it's kind of like a totem, like owl bear. He's actually the village translator in a lot of cases, that he knows a lot of languages. He's very literate. And he has a seal of royal authority, which is like a notary on steroids. So if you ever needed something with royal authority, you can talk to him.
I'm also trying to just like shoehorn him in a little bit more because we have never interacted with him.
We
like,
haven't.
4 times. Like the only times we've interacted with him was like the first episode, and also once Captain yelled at him because he was talking to Eggplant Boy. That's the extent of our interactions.
I think you're right. Yeah. But yeah, so you've got Ada Oland, you've got Manistrad Copperlocks, you've got Jellin Primewater, you've got Anders Solmore, and you've got. Did I say Eleander Fireborn? I think I did.
Yeah.
I think there's 5.
Ada. Primewater,
Manistrad Copperlocks,
Anders Solmore,
Anders Solmore, and
Manistrad Copperlocks, and then
That's all of them.
Mock's going to go talk to Ada.
Okay.
And how's everyone reacting to the lizard men that are there?
It's with caution. This is a seafaring village, so they know people that have been eaten by lizard folk. So this is like bringing in bipedal crocodiles into a council chamber to them. The lizard folk sort of have their arms crossed by the chest. You think there's maybe some nervousness to them, but the way that they scan the crowd is almost predatory.
Mock asked Ada, so the lizard folk are here for peace, or that's what they say. If this is true, can we count on your support?
If they're here for peace, then yes. But I do have my doubts.
So do I. But peace could be mutually beneficial.
I agree. Certainly war would do no one good in this weather.
But if it comes to that, I will defend Saltmarsh.
I'm glad to hear it.
So then I can count on you?
Of course. Always.
Good.
Yeah, with that, I think we cut to Ada, rapping the gavel on the council bench where the 5 of them are seated, and everyone else begins to take seats, with the exception of the lizard folk who stand off to the side. And Ada gives an opening speech basically saying, first of all, thank you for coming and braving the weather. It would not have been called were it not for some grand news of peace that a delegation sent by a Queen Othokent of the lizard folk people who have inhabited just outside Saltmarsh want to enter an alliance with its people. And she yields the floor to them. Here we go. One of the lizard folk steps forward and sort of puts a clawed hand to his chest and sort of scratches his scales to make like a rattling sound. People of Saltmarsh, we are here to give gifts and an invitation on behalf of Queen Othokent. With no flourish, they open the large chest they had transported, revealing straw-packed firearms. The reveal draws vocalizations from the crowd, causing Ada to rap her gavel for order. Quickly, people begin to speak to themselves. Ada sort of steps away and is leaning over and talking to the other council members and convening with them. What do you all do?
Party.
Freaking firearms, man.
They bring gifts, I mean, right?
They brought
that's
gifts.
a good thing.
Yeah. No one has moved to take one, but a lot of people are talking.
Big Nick's gonna go up and take one.
Okay. Ada leans over and says, I think we're discussing where these firearms should go.
Cool, you do that. I'm going to discuss what it does. Can I shoot at the ceiling?
You can like
Desk pop.
quickly attack.
Here's your wooden
Yeah.
gun.
You want to roll an attack roll?
I mean, I don't think there's a difficulty of you doing it. I think just
No,
everyone.
an attack roll so I don't accidentally hit someone and kill them.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're just firing up in
One.
the air, right?
Yeah, but like if I roll a 1, I feel like I should accidentally shoot
Kill
someone.
someone. I mean, if you want to roll, you are welcome to roll.
DM is giving you a chance
Here
not to
comes
roll.
the one.
It does not make any logical sense that you would go desk pop and just shoot like the mother of 3 children like in the face. But
It's a semi-automatic
if
flintlock.
you want to,
You're talking about Big Nick here, man.
Yeah.
Making sense is not something that's his
Has he had his
strong-
vodka
if
today?
you want to, if you want an incompetence roll, go ahead and roll a d20.
No, that's okay. We'll just say I desk pop successful.
Successful.
Blah, blah, blah.
Successfully.
Yeah, this quiets the council chambers. Naturally, it's big. It's loud ass gunshot. Does the captain show up at this point?
Yeah, so after the gunshot goes off, just in the crowd, just a. And as he's like walking in lockstep to his slow clap at this point, he kind of his eyes are glowing at the sight of this chest and goes, "Ho ho ho, you glorious bunch of bastards!"
Captain Flint Aubergine Fargus.
Captain is at a loss for words.
That's Captain. That's Jelen Primewater addresses you by correct name.
You're not even close, lad. That's Fergus Flintlock to your candy having ass.
Fergus Flintlock. To what do we owe the pleasure?
Your unending winter is what you owe my pleasure for. I'll be needing some backup to help you assist in getting rid of this never-ending snow here.
Manistrad says, well, perhaps the gift of firearms from the lizard folk will help kill whatever's causing this winter. A storm god or something.
Captain kind of looks over the chest and goes, it's a start. And he's going to kind of rifle through. It's already started, gents. He's going to rifle through the chest, see what he's looking at.
You can. You can find, there's pistols, there's rifles, there's blunderbusses,
Blunderby.
blunderboats.
Blunderbusses.
5 S's.
So yeah, you can take. I'll say you could probably take any one of what's in here, and it comes with a decent amount of ammo with it. Manistrad says, "Well, I don't see any point bandying more words. Who's getting these guns?" And Ada says, "Obviously, it should go to the people of Saltmarsh to defend themselves and their homesteads." Eliander Fireborn says, "The City Watch would do well with more firearms. We could defend the city when the people are asleep." Manistrad says, "Or we could form a private military corporation outside of Saltmarsh, and the dwarves could have an elite guard that would protect Saltmarsh at all times." People begin to kind of like talk about these options, but a couple sort of seem to look to you for options or a decision. Where should these guns go?
Mark,
Grim. We're giving them all to Grim.
Get guns!
Fucking grim.
Mock makes any kind of sound and then wiggles his lizard toes at people, so they just kind of stop, or hopefully.
Yeah.
And he says, my suggestion is that whoever has them are permanent guards in Shepherdstown. In Saltmarsh.
Okay.
But if we take these, mind yourselves, and there needs to be a treaty with the lizard people. Rules for both sides that can't be broken.
Fuck, that's the most words I've ever heard you speak in me adult life. What happened to you these past 4 months?
It's a Monday.
Yeah, many listen to your wise words and consider it. And Aleander Fireborn steps up and says, "The City Watch will always be glad to serve the people of Saltmarsh. So, to their hands they would be delivered the guns, if I'm understanding."
He looks to Manistrad and says, "Would dwarves be willing to be part of the watch?"
He says, "Well, the mines need to be guarded still, but we could spare some manpower."
Then maybe they could spare some guns.
Maybe we
And
can.
she looks to Aleander, says, "Aye, proper training."
Big Nick pipes in and says, "Well, maybe the City Watch can form a detachment for your mine too, while we're at it."
Or what he said.
They sort of lean in and start to talk, debate, and there's some nodding. And Ada looks a little worried, and she says, "Well, the people of Saltmarsh will be protected in this case. I think that these terms are agreeable." And she looks around to Anders, and he nods his head, and Jellin kind of puts his hands up and, "Sure." Does anybody else have anything to say?
You could say that this proposition was gelling with prime water.
So bad.
Captain's gonna kind of lean into, acknowledge over to Ada a little bit and goes, "Aye, lass, you're looking a little bit green in the gills there."
The weather's got us all a little cooped up. Maybe it's just a feeling, but something don't sit right with me.
Aye. Shit, I lost my train of thought there. Captain had a whole political gambit to run.
Yeah.
It just left.
It's okay.
Yeah, so I guess Captain's more concerned about why she wants guns in the hands of the people at this point.
She says, "I've been on the sea plenty, and the way I run my ship is that each crewman has a say. If they were policed, like how do I want to say this? I worry that the City Watch be bought."
Mock says, "The City Watch should only be able to be used on foreign soil."
She says, "Well, that may be.
We should develop a constitution.
There is a Saltmarsh Constitution. It's a city contract in the name of the Empire, basically.
So is Saltmarsh part of the Empire, or is it an independent settlement?
Yeah, it's part of the Empire.
Well, do we not have any Imperial army out here?
No,
No, because it's just a washed up backwater.
It's kind of far out. Yeah, there's not a ton of like influence for the Empire to protect, so there's no reason. It's pretty much just a town militia under Aleander Fireborn.
Don't say that about Shepherdstown. There's going to be a lot of pissed off people.
So Captain at this point is gonna sort of grandstand in front of the public and go, "People of Saltmarsh, you need to be listening to this lass here. Corruption runs deep in this here continent, and Saltmarsh is no exception. You're given the opportunity to vote on your own protection, and the only one able to protect you the most aptly is your own hands. Choose wisely, citizens."
Yeah, they you get a lot of head nods from that, and one of the fishermen who has since been sort of unemployed kind of shouts, "How's the City Watch gonna protect us if they can't even protect themselves?" There's a City Council what are they gonna do? You guys know about protecting.
3 gods not as good as 4 gods, Captain.
Grem, tell you shut up. Grem is wearing some fancy new duds as part of the Saltmarsh City Watch. So
Wait, is Grem a Saltmarsh City Watch guy now?
Does he have on a puffy shirt?
Yeah,
Like Seinfeld?
yeah, that's part of the uniform.
Ooh.
It's like a nice blue tabard with what would the symbol of Saltmarsh be?
A dead squid.
Honestly, yeah, probably. Yeah, sure. Well, it'll be just like a squid with like a spear crossed through
Dig
it.
it.
It's blue with like a sort of linen trim, and then a nice white puffy shirt that they can change out, and a little bit of armor over that. So, yeah, Graham has joined the ranks of the City Watch at some point in the past 6 months.
They must be corrupt.
Must be, yeah.
And he probably speaks common better than any of the rest of them.
Yeah. So with that, it appears that an alliance with the lizard folk has been struck. From the back, wait a second, sorry. A robed figure steps forward, taking a hood away. He's a handsome half-elf with dark eyes and blonde hair. He says, "Guns will not save you from what grips Saltmarsh." He says, "I am Therivor Tallstag." You see the guards in the back bristle, not including Grem, unsheathing their weapons. Anders Solmor is the first to address him. He says, "We know you, Therivol. You're wanted in the capital for capital for heinous crimes. Speak quickly before you're arrested." However, somebody else is also familiar with Therivol.
Ada?
No, that would be the captain. Captain's gonna walk up and go, "Ah, quite brazen of you to come right to me doorstep. Save me the trouble of having to track you down, you dirty rat bastard."
He raises a hand and says, "You'll want to hear what I have to say."
"Oh, will I?" And he draws his sword.
Ooh. He says, "Please, I am here to deliver Saltmarsh from the icy clutches of an ancient evil. If you'd strike me down, you would never free it."
All right, so how about you free it and then we'll get to talking.
As bid by my patron, in exchange for Saltmarsh's deliverance, I request my freedom.
Your freedom, lad. Now, who's got you locked up? I don't see any shackles on you here in this here courtroom.
I am only bound by a false conviction.
Go on.
That's correct. I've been implicated in a plot, and I wish to clear my name. He bows his head before the council and says, "I know of an artifact that may save Saltmarsh. I may take a small team, and we can recover it, and it would save Saltmarsh from the icy clutches of this ancient evil."
How come you to know about this artifact, lad?
He looks at you once again. "My patron is quite knowledgeable."
Your patron, you say? You're one of them warlocky types, aren't you?
"I have entered a contract for my power. From whence does yours come?"
Hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, and the salt of the briny sea.
And rum.
Sounds like an awful trifle.
Rum ham.
Aye, but at least I'm free, unlike you, lad. And he kind of twirls his rapier in his hand.
He says, "Ha, we shall see who is free." A lot of the council kind of, having been exhausted by considering an alliance with lizard folk who have potentially killed Saltmarsh citizens, say, what the fuck do we do? Anders Sormler says he should not be allowed to do this. He needs to go back to the capital to be imprisoned. So at that, sort of the guards start to close in. He says, "Well, so be it. The ice will forever grip Saltmarsh," and he does not really put up much of a fight.
So do we torture him and find out what's going on?
Big Nick's gonna step up, and he's gonna stop the guards that are arresting him. He's like, "Look, I tell you what, I haven't been here that long, but I think you know most about me from the fake Big Nick because they kind of cloned my brain. So I'm not."
He's kind of cloning my brain.
So
It sounds like a Charlie from Always Sunny rant.
Jesus Christ.
So,
The real Big Nick is Charlie Day.
So, as the only one here versed in bird law, elves are closely related to birds, and if he does anything squirrely, I'll send him back to the capital myself. I still have a lot of contacts back there, and I'm actually pretty good friends with a lot of the federal police, if you will, stationed in the capital, and I know how to get a hold of them pretty quick, so they can get out here if they have to. So let's just try it on for size, and if it doesn't work, then
So ready,
Ship 'em off.
ready to be done with it. They agree. It's your responsibility. His actions are yours, and Ada wraps the gavel to conclude the council meeting. A lot of people sort of linger given the cold weather. They hang around. Some bread and ale is brought out from Seamus's empty net. Although he was not in attendance, Eggplant Boy was sent with a couple casks and some stale bread.
Mop grabs
Stale beer
two
and stale
mugs
bread.
and hands one to the captain. Beer.
Aye.
How's the Eggplant handle seeing Captain again?
Oh, hey.
Sup, captain?
Aye. Seems like you've grown a pair or two since the last time I saw you, lad.
It's been a while. It's been a long 4 months.
Puberty's almost hit you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's getting there. Gotta tell you, Seamus took it pretty hard. He thought you were coming right back.
Aye. That's not the only thing Seamus is going to be taking hard.
I don't want to know. Look, just take your beer and you go ahead.
Aye. Tell your master the beer is shite like always.
All right.
Then he proceeds to quaff 5.
This is shit. Fourth is worse than the fifth.
Speaking of which, we should hit up the empty net for old time's sake.
Yeah, so before we go, Captain is actually going to sidle up to Ada
Okay.
and goes, you're starting to lose your edge there, Ada.
Saltmarsh has changed. It's different than it used to be. I feel nervous.
Aye.
I long to be out on the sea again, but I feel that the snow isn't the only thing encroaching on Saltmarsh. I think hungry hands from the Empire seek to take their own peace, and I worry about an evil from the ocean, and now whatever's snowed us in. It's too much.
Aye. Not too sure about this ocean business, lass, but the Empire is definitely, well, it's not looking too keen, if I might say so myself.
Daffrin. What?
What?
No,
Oi!
Daffrin's out trying to gather up the sea elves.
Oh, okay.
'Cause he'd mentioned that he would go talk to them.
Okay. That'd be interesting. Yeah, we'll tackle that another time.
We'll bait and tackle that. Ocean Joe.
Oh, I'm baiting.
Master of baits.
Yeah. Ada seems pretty kind of shaken up. I mean, negotiating a peace for Saltmarsh is great, but it doesn't seem to have quelled her nervousness or trepidation. The Warlock Theraval, sort of stood by you, Big Nick, most of the time, not saying much, keeping his hands kind of in his robe sleeves. And sort of really like looking down on a lot of the people of Saltmarsh, like he's above this rabble.
Unsurprising from an elf.
Yeah.
It's very typical elf behavior.
Well, he's a half elf. He ain't even full.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. The mutts are worse than the purebreds.
I don't think they say that. They definitely don't say that.
Shit.
So Big Nick's going to look over at him and he's like, so, what's your deal?
My deal? What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. BDSM? What?
My kink?
No, we're not
hold
drinking
for a moment.
We're not drinking kinky. We're drinking truly.
He takes out a scroll and says,
It's not bourbon.
if you're seeking to fulfill my kinks, and he hands you a scroll.
These are below my pay grade, sorry.
Can he still not read music?
No, this is the real Big Nick. The real Big Nick can read music.
Okay, I was going to say, but still, there's a chance he might not be able to.
Because I'm actually a bard.
Yeah.
The fake Big Nick was a rogue.
He's handed you a letter that pretty much says what he... It pretty much details what he said in the council meeting. And it was like instruction for what he is supposed to say to the council of Saltmarsh. Written in a hand that looks not like humanoid. Like it's very strange, like penmanship. Yeah. But what he has given you is not a list of kinks.
So basically, it's just exactly what he said, but Britain.
It's just saying, you will be given the secret that will unbind Saltmarsh from its icy clutches.
So I'm going to ask him, do you even know what you're supposed to do? Or are you just kind of hoping?
I know.
Are you sure about that?
I have to stay alive until it's done. If I tell you, then I'm of no use to you.
Yeah, well, I can see that logic. But also, I mean, I don't know. I feel like you could tell me. I'm your friend. I stuck up for you. I'm going to cast friends on him.
Awesome. Go ahead and, he makes a save, right?
Oof, dude.
Oh my god.
I think.
Okay.
Yes, that'd be a charisma save, right?
It's against your spell DC.
Yeah, he made it. He makes the save.
Right, but what am I rolling with?
I don't think you roll for it. You just cast it, and then he makes a.
So you should have a
charisma save.
stat that says spell DC, and that's what he has to beat.
Oh, 11.
It says, "You're right. I am in your debt."
Sweet. So
Can I persuade him to tell us?
that's good enough for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, hey, so since you're in my debt, I'm going to tell you to just hang out here for a minute and don't do anything. Don't sneer at anybody. I know that that's what you like to do, but I'm gonna go talk to the captain because I haven't seen him in like 4 years.
I am equally adept at being a wallflower, and he goes back towards the wall, and he doesn't really have the sneer on his face anymore.
I'm a look over at Grim because I did meet Grim. I mean, you can't miss him. Say, hey, Grim, can you keep an eye on that one for me? Make sure I didn't do anything stupid.
Grim.
Grim is the best.
He narrows his eyes at the half elf, shakes his head, I'm gonna fuck you up, motherfucker. He's so ready.
God, I've missed Grim.
He's the best.
With a new rifle in hand, he's ready to go.
Yeah. I'm gonna go talk to the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so before Captain reconciles with Big Nick here, he's going to continue. He's going to leave Ada with a couple more thoughts. He's going to be like, all right, Ada, number one, I don't trust this Therival guy. I've got people on the inside who've given me 3 names. I've taken care of 2 of them. He was the last one. So, yeah, he'll be taken care of. Secondly, keep these guns out of the hands of the city guard or whatever. I don't trust a single one of them. You're the only one here I trust, so,
Says I wouldn't have given the captain title to someone that doesn't have a track record like yours. You've certainly earned it, and I know you'll do the right thing.
he's going to bow to his superior. He's like, take care of yourself, lass. I'm about to take care of this. And he sees Big Nick and this fucking ogre here.
Awesome.
So as I'm walking up to the captain, I reach in my pocket and I pull out a brand new stopwatch and I say, hey, I bought this for you.
Pulls it out. He opens it. Doesn't fucking work. It's well, this shows me you're definitely the real Big Nick.
The back is Sarah Morin Sons. It's a very high end brand from the capital. Gnomish tinkerers and watchmakers.
So where have you been all this time, lad?
I was at music school, like I told you. I don't know how it happened, but somehow someone got a hold of me. I'm learning this from after the fact because I don't remember it. I went to a party, and then I was at class the next day. But apparently, somehow somebody managed to scan my brain and make a changeling be me. So that happened. And apparently he was marginally worse at music than I am. So...
Well, that answers about 6 or 7 of the questions I had for you. But the most pressing one you've yet to address. I slaved over a hot pile of daggers stealing all that money for you to go to music school. You better have learned a goddamn sea shanty when he was there.
Wish you would step back from that ledge.
The only song that the real Big Nick can play.
No, it's all been much more avant-garde since then.
Yeah, it was well, to tell you the truth, Captain, there was only one class on folk songs, and I was the only student that year in that class. So I made the teacher have us, and by us I mean me, study sea shanties. So here's one for you. It's called "What Would You Do with a Drunken Sailor?"
Claps him on the back and goes, Money well spent, lad.
Hundreds of thousands of gold.
For one sea shanty.
My kingdom for a sea shanty.
Oh man. So that's that. I'm done catching up with Captain.
Cool. A lot of the crowd has begun to disperse. Ada has left. Anders Solmore and Jellin Primewater are still talking, and with Anders Solmore is his like butler, companion person, Scaren Wave Chaser, who's still there as well. Your boy Theraval and Grem are hanging out. Grem is like staring like 3 inches from the side of Theraval's face, and Theraval's like, he's fine. Like he's chilling. Like he's not really looking at anybody in particular. Just hanging out.
Graham's a good boy. He needs a raise.
Yeah, he does a good job.
He's my absolute favorite.
He's an absolute like reformed miracle. Yeah. So.
Oh, I forgot when I made the real Big Nick.
Mhm.
I got 3 languages. Where the hell are languages?
Have you checked the language
Oh, yeah,
section?
there it is.
Yes.
The real Big Nick. I forgot he speaks Goblin.
Awesome.
I forgot about that because I wanted that specifically just for Grem
So
and
you
Big
could-
Nick interactions.
I don't. I'm sorry. This is DM knowledge failing here. Was Grem like super like literate and poetic, like when he could speak?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Grim
yeah.
Scram.
Grem's Grem. Yeah. So Grem.
Yeah, he's basically
Grem's
like
common is really bad, but like he's really like well spoken in Goblish. Yeah.
He's basically like Mongo from Blazing
Oh,
Saddles. Grem only pawn in Game of Life.
that's exactly right.
So, Mock, what church do you serve again? What god do you serve?
Latter-day Saints.
Not ladder. With a
yes.
D.
Like shoots and
Latter
ladders?
days.
Climbing up the rungs.
Love it.
They're at war with the Shoots Days Saints.
I guess sort of like an
Yes.
A or something.
No, it's
Procan.
yes.
Procan.
Pecan.
Prostate. He
Yes.
serves the god of prostate.
There we go.
Yeah, it was just leading into Captain's next one-liner because that's all he speaks in. He just walks over to Mock and goes, you seem to miss your one disciple of Procan short today.
He seemed to have wanted to pursue more diplomatic means.
The lad's growing. Best let him be. He's seen as a god dad, quite literally just kind of fly off into the feckin' moon. I don't know how I would have reacted to that.
I guess, but punching people just kind of makes everything better.
Aye, well. It's good to see you again, Mock.
Yes. Beer. And he handed you another mug.
It's the worst ale of my adult life, and he quaffs 3 more.
I think you're right. To get something better, you know where we should head to.
Yes,
I mean, he does miss you.
I know he does.
Can I interject with a
Like a
proposed
lover.
smash cut?
To like opening up the door.
No,
Of the empty one?
smash cut to opposed athletics.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's you.
Oh my god.
Is it a 1?
Yeah. Did you beat a 1?
Oh, yeah. We beat a 1.
Yeah, Seamus is his grip is
Like
Sorry.
paper. Wet paper.
compromised. His grip is compromised from the tears flowing down his face. So every time he tries to grab onto you, I'm so happy to see you, and tries to like throw a chair at you, but it slips and flies backward, breaking one of the windows. And he grabs his Captain Dakimura body pillow and tries to throw that at you too. Actually, like tearing up the studio. Gesture. But
Oddly stained yellow.
yeah, but you, yeah, he has tried to pour beers like in the captain's mouth. It's like drawn on with crayon. But yeah, you get the upper hand on this. You like sweep the leg. He like drops onto his back. Ah! And he's out like a light.
Unstable. G-Dude!
Oh my god.
Lovely.
Every Seamus interaction is the best Seamus interaction.
A couple of Manastrod's dwarves have joined in the empty net. Hey! When he gets knocked out.
Big Nick's pouring beers because he's unconscious.
Yeah. It's very Eggplant Boy makes his way back at this point. He was cleaning up at the town council a little bit. So he's bringing back the empty caskets and mugs and stuff.
Caskets.
Oh, casks. Yeah.
Are we playing Strahd or Saltmarsh?
With the empty nets beer.
Eggplant Boy got hard.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, he's carrying like 4 casks of ale. He's doing pretty well.
Seamus serves beer in coffins.
Caskets. Yeah. Death's Head brew. Like,
This beer's to die for, lads.
oh, that's good. Cool. Yeah. So, Theraval has obviously you've had him come with you. I think your spell has worn off. I think it's a minute. It wears off.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I think it wears off after a minute. So he knows that you've cast it. It's one of the catches of friends. He goes, "That was simply unnecessary."
Well, I find you simply unnecessary.
Fair. However, my involvement in this town, I would like it to be brief. So perhaps we can do this. I can earn my pardon, and then you can get whatever it is, reputation with this podunk town that you treasure or value or whatever.
The only thing I'm here for is the treasure that is the friendship with the captain.
Captain kind of looks over at Theraval and goes, that thing you're doing with your mouth and the sound coming out, what do you call that?
Mark says, bitching.
It's like, aye, bitching. Right. You're gonna stop that right now before I poke you with the business end of me boy here.
Did you pull out like the rapier?
Yep.
No, he points to Eggplant Boy.
Like he holds Eggplant Boy.
He holds him by an ankle and pokes him with his hook hand.
Yeah. It's like, point made. But look, as much as you enjoy my company, believe me, the feeling is mutual.
So you do like us.
Very much.
Mark, I still hear him with the sound of it coming out the mouth region. His mouth's working just fine, but it's like the ears, they're not processing.
He just takes a seat and like with a big sigh, like
Mark looks at the captain and just says,
Aye. Tomorrow we find glory. But tonight we find the flory. He like quaffs another one. At this point, he just passes out because he's had like 1,000 at this point.
and he looks at the captain and says, I'm going to go find a fight.
nice.
One thing that we didn't talk about during Big Nick's time in the capital, as is traditional with 98% of people pursuing a music degree, he realized that during his time there, it would take him literally 2 days, 20 gold pieces, and a blood alcohol percentage of less than 50 to get a certification as a bartender. So Big Nick's behind the bar mixing up crazy stuff, like weird cocktails from the capital. Like, he's got, at one point you see him, wait a second. At one point you see him casting pyrotechnics to heat up an iron rod, which then he uses to shove a raw egg into a porter.
Oh my god. What's that called?
The Iron Price.
Iron Price, that's right. Yeah.
And then he pours that whole concoction into several shot glasses, then pours grain alcohol on top and lights it on fire.
That's amazing. Give me a... So it's going to be a tools check. Technically, I think it would call it like a brewer's tools check, but it would be... you're doing like a performance out of it, so I want to say...
Yeah, performance check?
Yeah, go just make a performance. Because it's more about the performance than it is about how the drink tastes.
Because it's going to taste like shit.
Yeah.
We've all seen Cocktail, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That's a 5.
Oh, yeah. Like, so it's not for lack of effort. Because you are putting your heart and soul out there. But it's the audience, man. Like, they're like, all right, enough of that. And throw it back. This tastes like shit.
This is the Always Sunny where they do the high school reunion and they're doing the dance special.
Oh,
Whenever
yeah.
it's like Michael Jackson and Thriller and everything, and then at the end they're like zombies.
No, I mean, to the discerning eye of those who know cocktail performance and like drinks as a show, pretty good, not a bad show. The problem is who's watching, and it's
Fucking
the empty net.
Saltmarsh.
Yeah, it's like smugglers and fishermen and like thieves, hang out at the empty net. So it's like, can I get my drink now? After like 10 minutes.
Don't say I didn't try to enlighten you.
Yeah. Yeah. Theravol's like silent. He doesn't say anything, but he makes like a gesture.
Mock just kind of pats him on the back, Real Big Nick, and says, "Good job, Real Big Nick."
Okay. I have an end for the show. I'm just pissed off that no one's paying attention, so I'm going to fill a shot glass full of the highest strength liquor we have, light it on fire, throw it across the room, and cast pyrotechnics so it explodes.
So this will absolutely endanger the empty net.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Oh my god.
Living up to the first episode, blowing up the back wall of the empty net. I'm pissed. I'm pissed that nobody liked my show.
Okay.
The real Big Nick takes this stuff way more personally than the fake one.
Yeah, he's kind of thin-skinned.
He's kind of a real,
Yeah. I love it. So
He's only got the one layer.
he's kind of like a real big dick.
you're throwing it, and yeah, it splatters with all the force of grain alcohol and fire, and I mean it's a pretty sizable explosion. Patrons clear out as fast as they can. There's this, no, me bar! Wakes up and tries to go put it out. Eggplant Boy's gonna help.
Is Whitesnake playing?
I don't get it.
The club that burned down, that was them playing, right?
Oh,
With the
really?
pyrotechnics?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's what
Is that
Smoke on the Water... No, are you talking about Smoke on the Water?
No,
Like the subject
Whitesnake,
for that?
the like 80s band.
Yeah.
you talk about like the Boston like
oh, well,
horrible.
duh. No, they can't be because the keyboard player of Whitesnake is the keyboard player of Deep Purple. No, but... Well, I don't know about that, but the subject of Smoke on the Water was the Frank Zappa show burned down in Sweden.
Oh,
No, the one that burned down and killed like 30 people.
that was the Boston one that like they started doing like.
Was it Boston?
I think it was, or well, maybe
All
not.
right,
That
hold
was
on,
in
time
the
out.
80s.
Google time.
All right.
And now we are entering another episode of Corbin's Bourbon with
Yes.
special guest John Lord of Whitesnake, the keyboard player of Deep Purple as well, who is dead.
It's the one where like people get like crowd pushed into like the door. It's like
Yeah.
real harrowing. Yeah, okay. I know the one you're talking about. But yeah,
God,
Eggplant Boy,
this just went
it's pretty dark.
way too far on a
It's
tangent.
pretty dark.
Not that, it just took way too long.
Yeah. So you guys are kind of like towards the exit. You
Great
guys
White.
Are Great White. That's right. Great White. That's right.
Meow, that's right.
Yeah. Speaking of that, the bar's burning down.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and Eggplant Boy and Seamus are doing their best, but it's not doing so great.
Bro, Captain's passed out. Y'all are on your fucking own. The Captain might die tonight.
I realize that this is my fault, so I'm going to make up for it. I'm gonna grab up everyone that I can and just cast Leoman's tiny hut.
Like Seamus and Eggplant Boy too.
And the captain, yeah.
Okay,
Could just put out the fire.
make an athletics check.
Uh, 19.
Okay. Barely you drag Seamus in, kicking and screaming, "No, me bar, it's the only thing I've got left! No!" And you pull him in, and yeah, what's your hut look like?
It's literally just a pale, excuse me, a pale gray orb.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Nothing fancy. It's
Yeah.
just a pale gray orb of energy, just like the last time.
Seamus like, "I'm dead, aren't they?" I better hope I'm dead.
Nah, you're good. I have more gold than this bar was worth, so I'm gonna build you a new one.
You what?
I have 65 gold on me. This bar, this whole bar is worth like 15.
Bro, 65 gold? I have 815. Get on my fucking level.
65 gold, you son of a bitch! And he's gonna come after you again. You gotta beat a.
Oh, I've never done an opposed athletics with Seamus.
It's magical, man. Let me tell you.
That's a 19 again.
Yeah, nice. He like leaps at you, but in his drunken, stumblingness, you just and like turn him and flip him flat on his back, and he just lands with a thud, and he's out again. That amount of brain trauma can't be good for somebody.
TBI.
Yeah, the amount of times he's been like choked out or thrown against a bar.
That's the thing with Seamus, though. He can't really lose what he never had to begin with.
Fair.
Mock's still outside. Inside, but outside.
Yeah.
So he's going to grab one of those casks of the really, really shitty beer and just throw it against the fire.
Yeah.
It's less than 0.5% alcohol.
Yeah. It extinguishes a little bit, but the bar itself is still very much burning down.
He's going to grab more.
Totally. So you'll have to go in to like grab more of the beer.
Okay.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Ah, that's a bad one. 14. No, 14.
14? Okay. You managed to like make sure the flames don't lick you too bad, but a big rafter comes crashing down, and you dodge out of the way, and you grab one of the beers, one of the casks of beer.
We're going to throw that on the whatever's closest to me to try and put that out.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. You don't have to roll for that one. But yeah, you extinguish basically like the rafter that had come crashing down. You can see there's a big hole, but like putting this out right in front of you will give you a path to get back out.
Hey, question. So, I believe...
You are pretty close to him, and you can see out of it. So,
pyrotechnics allows me to start and extinguish fires.
okay.
Can I... there's a way that you can cast spells at a higher level to do better, right?
Yes. Is pyrotechnics a cantrip?
It's a 2nd level spell.
Okay.
So, can I cast it at 3rd level? Because I don't have anything higher than that.
Let me read the spell a little bit.
So, I can read it. Choose an area of flame that you can see that exists within a 5-foot cube within range. You can extinguish the fire in that area, and you create either fireworks or smoke when you do so.
Yeah, so it is definitely greater than a 5-foot cube right now.
Which means you have to cast it a shitload of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I just, like, burn all of my 2nd and 3rd level spell slots at once?
Yeah, how many of those slots do you have?
I have 2 3rd level and 2 2nd level.
So that'd be like 20 feet of... That would be like half the bar.
Well, if I cast it at 3rd level, does it give me any additional bonus? Or, it doesn't say anything in the spell on the app or in the book.
Yeah, normally it says like if you get extra range or area. So in this case, I would just let you use it to cast the 2nd level. Use your 3rd level to cast the 2nd level, but
You burn that slot instead. Gotcha.
if you burn all of your level 2 and level 3 spells, that would get you, 20 feet? Because you
So-
had 4 of them.
Will that save the business end of the bar? Like
The bar itself?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
What if I create food and water 3 times? That's 90 gallons of water.
what? You can do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
With what?
It's one of my spells.
Create water.
Create food and water.
Oh, shit. Fucking fire department over here. He's throwing beer on the fire.
Yeah.
I'm going to create 90 gallons of water.
Okay, so it splashes down and the floor is extinguished, and you cast your pyrotechnics and you extinguish the bar area. The thatch roof and walls sort of crumble into smoldering ash in a heap, and everyone sort of pops out of the Liamon's tiny hut when you cast your other spell, and Seamus falls to his knees in the like burned ash, but there's like a bubble sort of where the bar was, and some bar stools, and then there's like the floor. The wooden floor is there, and then the bar is there, but the walls are gone.
Perfect.
the like rooms are gone.
So Mock's standing there and he looks up and he's like, skylight.
Some good natural light in here. Tharaval is like, what?
What the hell?
I don't understand why I'm here.
It's a Monday.
So, since I've been the custodian of the SSSS2 since the captain's been gone, I'm going to tell Seamus that what we're going to do, because it's landlocked and it's also in a more prime location than the Empty Net, which is kind of out of the way from downtown, is we're going to turn that into the new bar.
Ah.
This was secretly my way of getting Seamus out of this shithole.
I love it. You weren't going anywhere anyway. Oh, he's knocked out, so you can say whatever you want.
Great. I'm going to pick him up on my shoulder, and I'm going to look over at Eggplant Boy and say, watch that one, and point at Therivold.
I think you're going to tell him to move the bar.
Okay, retcon. Yes, that's what I'm doing.
One
Move
piece
that
at
to
a
the
time.
ship.
And just because I can, and because I have unlimited of them, I'm going to cast Prestidigitation to make it look like there's an extra pair of hands helping him push the bar.
I'm helping.
I'm helping.
I'm going to leave something to help you out. That's awesome. Yeah, he's like pushing it. It's not making any progress. And we'll see if he makes any progress when we get back.
Chain up Vorcha.
Oh, yeah.
Have him pull.
I say Vorcha... I
He'd
think
probably be at home.
Yeah, we kind of glazed over that part, but I think Vorcha went back to Adelatha.
Break time.
Yeah, let's
Sweet.
take a quick break.
We burned down the bar. I burned down the bar.
Arson!
Are you recording right now? Okay, cool. Simmons. Hey, roll me over. Simmons. Hey, guess what? I'm a pickle. I'm Pickle Krog. It's the Salty Boys. And I will always love you. And truly, it's not bourbon. And etching.